In today's video, we're headed to Paris to stay at the Park Hyatt, eat, and do a little bit of shopping. One big favor before we dive in is to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you like content like this. Welcome to the Park Hyatt Paris. We have a really cool balcony room with a terrace and cute little table here, so we'll probably enjoy some macaroons and champagne later, and the balcony overlooks the restaurant. This is our second stay here, and we finally have globalist status. The last time we were here, it was 2020, and we just had regular explorers. One nice touch is the concierge was super proactive in reaching out to me because we did have the globalist status, so they arranged some goodies. Got a cute little questionnaire. What are your favorite desserts? Do you like champagne? And are you celebrating anything special? And also arrival time. I was really impressed that when we arrived at the hotel, the whole team was out there to greet us, and he actually knew me by name. So that was really cool. So here's some macaroons for our favorite dessert, some champagne to celebrate, and some balloons to celebrate.
Celebrate what?
Our happiness. Right behind me, we do have the TV. It is on the smaller side, doesn't move because the bed is right across, but this is what we'll likely use as a workstation. And this is a cool little speaker box, fancy speaker box by Marshall. There's also a book from the chef, Jean-Francois. I don't know how to pronounce that last name, so I'm not gonna butcher it. He does have a 1 Michelin star restaurant in the Park Hyatt, so pretty cool to learn more about him. Oh, are these real? Ooh, they're real. So real orchids. Step inside the bathroom. One interesting thing about the bathroom is that there are 2 sinks, one over there and one in the shower. All the amenities are from here. Lots of toiletries and a plushy robe and toilet behind me. Oh, over here we have the king size bed. Feels pretty comfy. All the light switches. Beverage station is here. Everything that's next to the coffee maker is complimentary, and everything in the mini fridge is weighted and at cost. So although there is water in the mini fridge and the same branded water on top of the counter, just don't touch the mini fridge and ask for more water. That's replaceable for turn down service. Teas and espresso pods, water kettle, and the safe is up here. Over here we have the large walk-in closet. Okay, so we are here. Okay, so the room next to us has the balcony as well. This is the salon, so that's not a room. So 11 rooms are going to have a balcony, and those are going to be on the first floor. It is our second stay at the Park Hyatt, so we stayed here in 2020. And if you are curious what one of the top floor rooms looks like, stay tuned to the end, and past Mandy will show you around. All right, and that wraps up the room tour. Let's go check out the rest of the property. Seb really wanted mussels, so we are at Lyon. The hotel concierge basically said the best place to get mussels is somewhere by the sea. And since we're not by the sea, the second best place is to get it at Lyon, because at least you know the mussels are delivered fresh daily. Ironically, this is not our first time here. When we came back in 2020, it's actually pretty good. Like, the mussels are super plump, and if you don't mind chain restaurants, I definitely recommend checking it out. Seb loves chain restaurants. Just like he loves McDonald's. So I got the Normandy, has bacon, white wine, and cream, and also comes with some fries, and it's the XXL version, which is 5 extra euros. Well, I'm gonna finish up here and catch up with you guys later. Galeries Lafayette is more of a tourist destination, so I would say this is perfect if you only have 1 or 2 hours dedicated to shopping in Paris and you want to see as many stores as possible. While you're here, definitely check out the glass walk and you can reserve a slot online. If you do have a little more time, definitely stick around the Vendome area and stroll down the streets for a more bespoke and tailored experience. The Park Hyatt has a cozy, luxurious spa downstairs. All the amenities are by La Mer, and definitely check it out if you have a chance. Good morning and welcome to breakfast. Since we have global status, it is included for us, and let's take a brief tour. Right off the bat, there is the breakfast buffet where there's a nice spread of bread, cheeses, fruit, and cold cuts. There is also an a la carte menu for different breakfast items and also drinks. So this is all included for globalists. we ended up ordering the Eggs Benedict, the smoked salmon plate, and the exotic fruits. The presentation for the exotic fruits was awesome. Really pretty fruit plate, and we have kiwis, mangoes, papaya, pineapple, and pomegranate seeds. Smoked salmon looks pretty good. Oh wow, thank you so much. Great, thank you.
Of course, my pleasure.
Just got a tapas voucher for tonight from the Globalist Services. Favorite musket items are the exotic fruits, and I'm about to dive into the Benedict. It has some shaved truffle on it, looks amazing. Buffet was okay. If you like pastries, definitely grab a couple of croissants. There is smoked salmon with dill, which was my favorite, but we also have the smoked salmon plate here. The total cost for breakfast for the a la carte menu items, coffee, and the buffet plus tax comes out to be at 115 euros. So having status is definitely worth it in this case. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up here and catch up with you later. Vendome is the premier luxury shopping area of Paris. Any luxury brand you can possibly imagine is most likely in this district, and a lot of them also have their headquarters here. For example, Van Cleef has their flagship store here. In the Vendome circle alone, there's lots of options, so you can go super high-end like JLC, or you can go moderate like Grand Seiko. Around the corner is Omega, Rolex, and Patek. The first stop on our window shopping trip was a jewelry store, so I'm glad to say we have finally narrowed down the ring that Sebastian wants to buy. It took a few tries, but we definitely had to shop around at a bunch of boutiques to weigh our options, but I think we finally found something that he'll love. After that, we strolled down the street and hopped into a few shops just to window shop and headed to lunch at the Peninsula. The rooftop restaurant at the Peninsula has 1 Michelin star and it's aviation themed. During lunchtime, you can choose from a 3-course set menu for 98 euros, a 6-course set menu for 325 euros, or the a la carte menu. We went with the 3-course menu. Note that if you do go during dinner, it is only the 6-course menu. We ended up ordering one of each from the meals, all of the options basically between the two of us to share. We're happy to find out there were a few amuse-bouche courses, which definitely made the meal worth it. My favorite pick for the starter was the white asparagus with the shrimp. So I think the white asparagus was blanched, and I've just never had asparagus like that before. It was perfectly well balanced with the seafood, and the shrimp soup that it came with was amazing. The scallops with seafood was also pretty good, but I think the white asparagus was more unique. Moving on to the main course, my top pick would be the quail. It has nice savory flavors. I love mushrooms, so it does have the morel mushrooms, and the mashed potatoes were amazing. The quail was perfectly cooked, tender, and a nice crisp skin. Probably some of the best quail I've ever had. The Arctic char was pretty good as well, but my personal preference would be the quail. Lastly, for dessert, my favorite was the kiwi one. So lots of unique flavors here, and I've never had seaweed in a dessert before, but it actually worked pretty well. So seaweed, matcha, and kiwi. The other dessert option was a bit too acidic for me, a little bit more on the tangy and sweet side if you like that. We also ordered a kombucha to share because they partnered with a kombucha brand to make it specifically for the Peninsula. It's interesting comparing the US and European kombucha because the US is more sweeter. I think there's like more stuff in there that shouldn't be there. And also in Europe, it just tastes kind of pure. So no extra ingredients, no extra sugar, and yeah, it was pretty good. After lunch, we stuck around the restaurant for a bit to take in the amazing views and appreciate all of the interior design. So it is aviation themed, and you can see the engines here, a mock-up plane, and amazing view of the Eiffel Tower. I think it's a theme of the Peninsula that the rooftop bars are aviation themed because in Bangkok, the peninsula there, if you go up to the helipad, is also aviation themed. Overall, I think the restaurant is definitely worth the visit during lunchtime. Relatively reasonable price, it has a Michelin star, and the staff is super helpful and amazing. After lunch, we walked to the Dior Museum. If you're responsible and you plan ahead, you can get tickets online and book a specific slot for only 12 euros. However, we are pretty last-minute people, and the Dior Museum was booked out a couple of weeks in advance, and everything around this date was completely sold out. We ended up buying tickets through the Park Hyatt concierge, and it was 50 euros each, so a bit of a premium, but they are the VIP tickets, so you don't have to reserve tickets in advance. You just walk into this front, show them the tickets, and they let you in. Super easy. But my recommendation is definitely plan ahead and get those $12 tickets. The Dior Museum was really interesting. Loved learning about the history and background of the fashion house. It was interesting to learn how Dior basically grew up on a farm and went into fashion and also progressed through the world wars. It was also cool to see how the different styles change over time and the cultural influences along with it. And of course, after every museum experience, there is a cafe and a gift shop. After the museum, we walked back to the hotel and enjoyed some free drinks and tapas since we did get a voucher for them. We got the voucher because there was a small service failure at breakfast where we basically were seated, but then it took 15 minutes before we had to flag someone down multiple times, and they didn't even give us a table set, take any drink orders, or we were basically just sitting there. Not the most ideal situation, but they did make up for it and were very apologetic, so 10 out of 10 for service. For tapas, we chose the croquettes and also the shrimp. And that wraps up a very productive day. Tomorrow's plan is most likely doing some last minute shopping and then hopping on a train to Versailles. So I'm gonna go get ready for bed and catch up with you later. If you made it this far in the video, leave a croissant emoji in the comments below and I'll try to heart and respond to it. My question to you is, what are your thoughts on the Park Hyatt Vendome, and have you stayed here, and where do you usually stay in Paris? Let me and everyone know in the comments below. See you in the next one. Hey everyone, it's Mandy, and today we are at the Park Hyatt in Paris. Let's take a look inside. Here is the room. So it's pretty simple, but I think it's a really big room compared to other options in the city. Here is the bed, work area, drink station, along with a chair in the corner. We'll start off with drinks. It's really nice because it's complimentary coffee along with water. And it's pretty surprising because usually hotels charge $8 for a bottle of water like this. So it's a good change that you can have all the water you want. Assortment of different teas, coffee pods, sugar. Below that is the censored minibar, so I do not want to accidentally set anything off. But yeah, it's all sensors. You'll be billed if anything is moved. There used to be some macaroons here, but it looks like someone ate them all without letting me know. And the bottle of champagne. We looked up the price online and it looks like it's worth 32 euros, which is pretty cool because some high-end resorts and hotels that we visited just gave us a random $5 bottle of wine. Here is the bathroom area. So you can see the closet is connected to the bathroom with this little divider. Spinning around, full-size closet, a random guy in the corner, and shower, bathtub. It's really weird, or I haven't seen this before, but there is a sink in the shower area. So yeah, shower head, sink, bathtub, and another sink. The toilet is a Toto washlet, so the controls are over here.
Luxury shopping.
You should explain why it's cheaper in Paris. Okay. So if you're buying in the US, you have to pay all of the import taxes, but if you buy in Paris, where most of the luxury goods are made, you get a VAT refund, which is about 13%, but then you have to pay duties when you declare it. Be sure to declare it because the customs is connected to the US, so some people have had global entry revoked when they don't declare it, and then they get a phone call saying like, hey, we got this report from like LV that you bought whatever purse, and then they basically put you on a watch list if you don't report duties. So be sure to report it.
So some people really like shopping.
One bag.
Since I'm getting yelled at, let's go back to the room tour. TV that was on initially, but we haven't really used.
Excuse me. I would just like to note that Sebastian spent his whole budget for the trip on buying goods within the first 2 hours of landing in Paris.
What?
You spent your shopping budget within the first 2 hours of landing in Paris. I still have like half of my budget left.
I put a deposit down for something that I want that I'll probably pick up next time I'm back in Paris, but theoretically, technically, I can still cancel that, so I'm not really committed to anything yet.
Wait, stop it.
No, no, no.
Weird.
You can buy Heineken. It tastes like there's no sugar in it.
Yeah, it tastes like it doesn't have like artificial sugar in it.
In the Sprite. Pretty heavy. CBO. The sauce is also different too. Not the normal white sauce. There's some other tangy barbecue sauce dish.